Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be your friendly but frugal friend who helps you become strategic with your finances. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I would budget certain salaries in hypothetical circumstances. Just to note that this isn't financial advice as I'm not a professional. However, I do enjoy budgeting and giving tips to those who struggle with spending. I hope this will teach you one or two things about better ways to spend, save and budget your money in order to learn financial literacy and work towards financial freedom. And lastly, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to be alerted for more videos like this. And leave a comment down below if you'd like me to show you how I would budget different salaries with specific circumstances, whether you're a student, a parent, or just needing a little help with finances. So without further ado, let's get started. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I would budget a UK national living wage salary of £12.21p an hour with a 40-hour working week. So this would be around £25,397 annually and £2,116 weekly. After tax, most people would be left with around £1,684 to cover all bills and expenses. I'm going to use a ratio method to budget the salary. The ratios can change depending on your circumstances, but generally, it's a good rule of thumb to stick to it. In this case, I'm going to be using the 55 to 15 to 20 to 10 ratio in the respective orders of 55% being needs, 15% being wants, 20% being savings, and 10% going towards any debt repayments. For the sake of a visual representation for those who like dealing with cash, I'm going to be using a budget folder and fake cash. Although I am representing pounds for this example, I'm going to be using false dollar notes. That's just to avoid working with pounds and pennies as it's a lot easier. I also have an online budget sheet that I've created on Google Sheets. It makes tracking your expenses so much easier and more enjoyable and will help you stay on top of your spending. If you like, you can copy my budget sheet or you can click on the link down below, which will take you to my Etsy page where you can get this exact template to start your own budgeting journey. So I'll just really quickly show you the budget sheet. So there are multiple selections. This is an I want my budget section, and it becomes highlighted when you check the checkbox, and you can use this section when you get paid. And there is an I want to fill in actual amount section. I'm going to fill in the I want to fill in actual amount section so I can show you the full use of the budget sheet. For now, I'm just going to fill in the income section. It's just my basic 9-to-5 salary for £1,684, and I'll fill out the rest at the end. So now going back to the cash, here I've just laid out £1,684 in cash, and I'm going to begin with our needs, which should take up around 55% of our salary. So that is around £928, and you should try and not surpass that. For rent, I'm going to budget around £600. I believe that at that salary, it would be ideal to possibly have a flatmate so rent can be split and you do not have to worry about council tax. So I have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 and 600, which I'll place in the rent section. Next up is the water bill, which I will budget £25. So that is £20 and £5. For gas and electric, I'll budget around £75. That is quite a decent rate for a shared bill depending on where you live in the UK. So £50, £75. Next up is fuel. For fuel, I'm going to budget around £43 for general work commutes. So that's 10, 30, 40, 2, £3. For phone bill, I'll budget around £35. So that's 10, 20, 30, £5. And lastly, in the needs category, we have food. I'm going to budget around £150. So we have 150. Next, I'm moving on to our wants category, which is 15% and around £252. So these are things you don't necessarily need, but it's good to have to prioritize for your mental health. These may differ by person, but I'm just going to use generic categories. The first category is eating out, which I'll budget £60 if you want to be healthy and eat out once a week. So that's 50, 60. For leisure and fun or birthdays, I'm going to budget £60 also. So 50, 60. And for personal care, also £60. So this could be for a gym membership or any maintenance. You can always budget more for this. And lastly, for subscriptions, this could be Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, etc. I'm going to budget £10 because there are so many free alternatives. Now I'm moving on to the savings. So ideally, this should be 20% of your income, so £336 in order to pay your future self and thank your past self. We're starting off with emergency savings and I'm going to budget £20. For investments, this is really important to work towards becoming more financially free. This could be leaving your money in a high yield savings account, investing in index funds or your business, or even saving towards a house. So I'm going to budget £100, £200, £300 for that. And for holiday expenses, for now I'm only going to budget £10. Next, we're moving on to debt repayment. So this should be around 10% of your income, so around £168. It really varies from person to person, and if you don't have any debt, I will just split the money between wants and savings. In the UK, around this salary, you'll not be paying for student debt, so that is £0, and I'm just going to skip this page. For credit card debt, I'll put around £120 so we can get that paid off as fast as possible. So 50, £120. I'm just going to quickly split this £50 note into change. And lastly, this is our check-in balance. Now, as you can see, we are left with 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15, 16, so £116 left over. With this leftover money, I will just split it between any extra wants and savings. It could also depend on your needs. For example, if you do not have a car and take public transport, that is around £100 a week. So I would use that money for extra transport money. But for now, I will prioritize savings. Personally, I'll put an extra £10 into fuel and an extra £20 into emergency savings. Investments, I'll put £30. Holidays, I'll put £26. And in my checking account, I will have 10, 20, 25, £30 in case of any sudden expenses or bills you forgot about. Now I'll quickly just fill everything into my budget sheet to log everything down. So as you can see, the cash flow automatically calculates all the categories we've filled in, and there is a total overview of the money, total money in, total money out, and leftover balance. On the pie chart, which I love, it shows you the percentages of your expenses, and as you can see, we've managed to hit those ratios pretty well, even if it's not the exact numbers. So that's everything, guys. That's how I would budget a salary of around £25,000. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel and lets me know that you want more content like this. You can click the link in the description to access your own budget sheet and start organizing your money today. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more budgeting tips and videos coming soon. Bye guys!